Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter II The Final Challengers SAGAT figure, which is another one of my favorite characters of all time, and it just so happens that the SDCC version of this figure is one of my favorite figures of all time, so it only stands to reason that this one would be good as well. There are some things worth noting that are not the same other than the color scheme, though that is one of the things we're going to talk about. So even if you watched that review and know that you're going to buy this, there are some things you should know just for your own personal benefit. So don't go away. You're going to want to stay for this. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's true, but you know, I'm not one of those people who stay to the end. Everybody like and subscribe, you know, comment, all that crazy stuff. Although I do say it, just not like that. Anyway, there's some stuff to talk about. It's still a cool figure, but definitely some things to talk about. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. First thing I'm going to mention, all the pack-in stuff, all the different heads and hands and tiger shot, is that what it's called? All of those things are the same. I mean, other than the color scheme to match, of course, that kind of thing, but not going to go over the accessories again. We don't need to do that. And we're not even going to go over most of the figure again because we really don't need to do that. First thing I'm going to do is just give you a cursory look. Boy, is this thing gorgeous. Look at that. It looks, oh God, it looks like a statue almost. I mean, obviously you can see the articulation and the hole in his crotch and whatnot, but it's amazing to me how sometimes Storm they nail it, and this is nailed. Even from a personal standpoint, there are only a couple tiny little things I would tweak slightly, but even those things obviously aren't necessary. It's just a matter of, you know, one artist doing one thing and another one doing a different one for the same type of project. That sort of deal. This figure is phenomenal. Watch the review for this version, because I went into significantly more detail for this one since it came out first, but I'll link it up there in the corner. Watch the review for this one, but stick around for this one too, because there's stuff to talk about. Okay, first things first, the colors are different. This one does have the darker skin and the lighter shorts, and then the darker wraps on the hands and legs. That's really it. I personally prefer this one. I believe that's the color scheme from Turbo also, which I appreciate, but the dark skin and light shorts really make this guy pop. Also, since he's Sagat, I think the darker skin suits him, even though he's typically not colored that way. This one still looks really good though. The skin tone on this guy is still very nice. I like it a whole lot. And so the shorts are red and blue this time. The blue seems to be, I mean, it's a purpley blue. It seems to be not quite as saturated as it maybe should be, and that's maybe why I'm not resonating with this one as well, because he does have the more muted skin tone and the white wraps. I think this should be more saturated, both for accuracy and to kind of make up for the lighter skin tone. But either way, that's a very tiny issue, so not a big deal. Okay, so those things are worth mentioning. The other thing worth mentioning on this guy is that, well, first of all, mine has a weird spot on his neck, but look at the ball peg on that one. And if you remember from this review, or if you went and watched it, you'll already know what I'm about to say or show you, but look at the ball peg on this one. There's a slight difference. Do you see what I see? The new one, the P1 color, has a longer ball peg. Now, it's possible that this one was just a defect for me and he somehow got a short ball peg. I kind of doubt it because the color does still match the skin, so I'm betting that's how they made it intentionally, and the head kept popping off for me a little bit more easily than I would like. It does stay on for the most part, but it did pop off just a little bit more easily than it should. I just dropped him. This one does not. This one holds the head in the same position as far as I can tell, but the ball seats in there much nicer. So now you're not going to have to worry about as you pose him, because that's what was happening. I was squeezing his tatas and it was popping his head off. And that's how it works in real life. But for this figure, I didn't like it that much. But luckily, on this guy, the P1 color, he does not have that issue. So that's a very nice thing. You can squeeze his tatas all you want, and his head will stay in place, which is always a plus. And do I need to mention anything else about this guy other than it's just an exceptional figure and it's one of my favorites, and I think everybody should buy it. I think that's it. Is there anything else I need to? I don't think so. I think that's it. Everything else, as far as I could tell, functioned the same. I didn't notice any major differences other than obviously the colors and the neck peg. I think it's all about the same. Yeah, I'm just looking over it one more time. Everything seems to be about the same. So if you liked it the first time, you're going to like it even more this time, other than personal preference for the color scheme. But the head not popping off is a definite bonus, and so I like that a whole bunch, and so I definitely recommend it. This is a phenomenal figure. It is probably the best release from Storm to date. Overall, Akuma was really good. Bisons have been really good. This one is extraordinary. It is a really good release, so you should definitely get one if you're into this sort of thing, or just into really cool figures. I defy anyone to buy this figure and not enjoy it. It's just that good. It's a fun figure. It looks good on the shelf. It poses well enough. You're not going to be disappointed if you buy this figure. And that's it. I'll stop rambling. You know the differences, however slight they may be, and you know you should buy one. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, you should probably subscribe and turn on the bell, because I have new videos just about every single day. Thousands already on the channel waiting for you, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.